All right, turning to Civil Beat, the approval ratings for the governor, not so hot, and they've got another poll out right now. Even less popular, though, Honolulu's rail project.
That's right. With more on these stories, joining us oversight with CivilBeat.com reporter Chad Blair. Good morning, Chad.
Good morning, ladies of KITV.
So Civil Beat asked registered Hawaii voters how they feel about the job Governor Abercrombie is doing. Survey says...
Not very well. A majority, 51%, say his job performance is not very good. They disapprove. Only 37% give him good marks. Now, mind you, this has actually slipped a couple percentage points since we polled the governor's numbers this summer. Now, I can tell you this. A pollster we talked to said the governor shouldn't worry. It's common for chief executives in their third year to be suffering poll numbers. He's got a full year to bring those numbers back up and remind voters of his accomplishments.
Well, speaking of polls and surveys, I can't say I'm all that surprised by this, just because there's so much controversy surrounding the Honolulu rail project. And as far as the polls go, having a tough time too, right?
That's exactly right. In fact, because of all the controversy over Honolulu Rail, the delays, the cost and the money, the lawsuits, the environmental challenges, that probably has contributed to a negative feeling among Honolulu voters. 55% of them oppose the rail project still, even though it began construction last month. 35% only support it. Now, that number has been consistent all along ever since we surveyed that. Our pollster does tell us that maybe once the project's done, people may come around. Remember the Big Dig project in Boston? That was an example of another very controversial project. Most people seem to accept that now.
Well, they dragged on for so long, and the cost overruns were just astronomical, even though they finally got it right eventually, I guess.
That's right.
Arguably.
All right. Well, we know Hawaii lawmakers get an annual legislative allowance, but we understand Civil Beat looked at who is spending what and found some are big spenders, others not. Right?
That's right. This is something other media don't look at, but we feel it's important. It is taxpayer money. Our lawmakers get $11,000 legislative allowance. Some don't spend it at all. Laura Thielen and Sam Sloan, state senators, very little money. Leslie Hara and Kalani English, however, have spent several $1,000s on travel to D.C. and Tahiti. And some of the stuff is real manini. Miley Shimabukuro bought some garlic salt, and Donovan Dela Cruz bought hand towels for his office. So they have a lot of freedom as to what they can spend their money on. It's all on our website. You can read the details.
So maybe Sam Sloan needs to counsel Les Ihara about how to trim the spending possibly. Maybe they can talk.
I would love to be on the wall for that conversation.
Garlic salt for $3.
All right, thanks a lot, Chad.
Thanks, Chad.
Okay, bye-bye.
You can find the complete story we just discussed on CivilBeat.com.